has stolen the game from Adelaide by 2 points. 18-12 to 8. Victoria and Tasmania. The Vicks a chance to make amends for last year when they were beaten by over 5 goals. Madden got the first tap out, went through his legs. Atkins went through very solidly. And the umpires might have to assert their control here early. Steve Wallace has come in with the first free kick of the game. The fight's still on just off the circle. It involves Paul Hudson. A chance for Tasmania now to clear the ball. Hand pass. Comes up towards centre field now. And a chance for Gale if he can pick the ball up. Getting offloaded down there was Stevens. Dougie Barwick boot the ball pretty quickly down towards half forward for the Tasmanians, and the ball knocked out of bounds for Victoria by EPPELSTUN in front of Klug. We'll see a boundary throw in right on the 40-metre mark.
Yes, Brett Lovett, Pete, has the tagging job on Paul Hudson.
And Paul Hudson kicking 9 goals last week against Collingwood, so he's in great touch. Klug, short kick. Is that a mark? I think the umpire's going to play it. Yes, it is. Let's see who's got it. It's Brendan Gale.
We played a top game Sunday up on the Gold Coast. Slightly different conditions. 27 degrees up on the Gold Coast on Sunday.
You keep mentioning that, Bernie.
And only 12 degrees here today.
Well, the conditions, though, I think probably better for football, though, Bernie. A little bit hot at Carrara, so Kevin Bartlett told us later, with all the players rather exhausted. Gale should get the distance with his kick. First score to Tasmania. It looks like a goal. It is.
Well, they were the upset winners last year here at the North Hobart Oval, Tasmania. They won.
Madden against Tony Klein. North Hobart boys. Right in that centre of the ground. The quick kick comes towards the half-forward line. Russell Morris charges after against Shanahan. It's taken to the line, and of course Andy Lovell finding it hard to get into that Melbourne senior team, but he kicks to the half-forward line. Klug in front, thump towards the centre of the ground. Larkin was there, but it's socket off the ground towards half-forward, and it's a holding decision. It will be a free kick going to Russell Morris, who was held as he went for that mark. Now, he should be able to make the distance from there. It's about 45 metres. Shanahan is on the mark, and of course their teammates playing against each other down at St Kilda. Russell Morris and Jamie Shanahan. Steins is leading, but as Bernie Quinlan said before, that semicircle is 40 metres from goal, not 50. So Russell Morris taking his time. Kicks from about 50 metres, a low trajectory kick to the full forward line, has thumped the ground. The Vicks go in after it. There's a quick kick for Victoria by Peter German, and he has put it through for a behind. And Victorian Guernsey, as you can see, slightly different to past years with those white rims around the shoulders there.
Flashings, perhaps, Pete.
As we see David Grant about to bring it back into play. He's had a great year with the Saints, was out through injury for a couple of weeks, but he's a very underrated player. The ball has thumped the ground. Strong tackle by Liberatore, and that is holding the ball against the Tasmanian player Steve McPherson. So again, two Footscray teammates against each other in that contest.
I'll tell you what, Pete, when you're tackled by Tony Liberatore, you certainly know you're tackled. Very strong upper body strength.
And he has many of them too. A beautiful kick to the full forward line. Some pushing and shoving going on here. And it will be tapped over the line for Tasmania by Simon Minton-Connell. There he is. Minton-Connell to Carlton full forward. Scoreboard shows Tasmania 1 goal, Victoria on 2 behinds.
4 points the difference in favour of Tasmania. That's nearly out of bounds without it being touched. I don't know whether Minton-Connell got a hand to it or not. And the free kick will be taken down there for Victoria by number 15, Ian McMullen.
That was kicked in by David Grant, Pete, who's playing fullback on Mill Hanna.
Hanna up behind. Ball punched to ground. Coming away as Lovell again, but the umpire has put a whistle on play, and it's going to be a free kick to Tasmania. It'll be taken out there by Adrian Fletcher. He's kicked to half back, and the mark taken by Trent Nichols. Nichols kicks towards the centre wing again. And maybe a little bit of breeze just carting that out in front of David Grant, and this time it'll be thrown into play. Was it a free kick out on the full? It was. So as I said, just a slight breeze. Shanahan might have got it to the back of Morris out there. And Morris will take his second free kick of the quarter. Russell Morris, formerly of Hawthorn, now playing and having a great season with St Kilda. Hanna at the back is the flyer. The kick off the ground comes through for a goal. Goal kicked by Jimmy Steins, 2 points the difference in favour of Victoria.
Pritchard gets Tasmania forward to the half-forward line. This is Paul Hudson, been in great form. Oh, he kicked it into Barwick. That wasn't intended for him. Barwick is a great kick of a ball. And from 65 metres, it's a wobbly one up the Klug. Couldn't take the mark. Tasmania charging after. There's a quick kick at goal for Tasmania by Alexander. And he's put it through.
Tackle applied by Klug. The ball spills free out of the hands of Matthew Larkin. Darren Pritchard is the last to get up. He's the Tasmanian captain here this afternoon, having a good season with Hawthorn. And of course played in this match last year.
He's being tagged too by Nathan Burke.
Madden and Klein do battle in the rucks. A chance for the Vicks to go forward through Mark Arceri, Morris at the back. Number 28 down there for Tasmania is Andy Lovell. He's been in the thick of things in the first quarter. Doesn't come up with the kick here. Ball booted past Hannah. Trent Nichols goes to ground. Finally the ball picked up and biffed back towards the boundary line. It's going to be Grant and Hannah over it. And it will be thrown in right on the 40-metre line. David Grant, Mill Hannah. Grant wearing number 10. Ball knocked down by Shanahan. Quick kick comes up towards the forward pocket, but there is a whistle on play, and it's going to be brought back.
Well, that's the third free kick that Russell Morris has been given, and all thoroughly deserved. So Shanahan's got to have to watch himself. Bernie at centre-half back on this player.
Well, he's getting the free kicks because he's putting his body in front. And Shanahan...
Basic rule of football, Bernie, isn't it?
Shanahan may be worrying about the man too much and not worrying about where the ball is.
So Russell Morris will kick from about 50 metres. Again, that line is 40 metres from goal here at North Hobart. Marking contest in the goal square. Now Hannah's kicked it through. Is it full points? It is.
Andy Lovell, he's got it at half-back. Now he's going short. And a beautiful pass has found Klug right down on the half-back line. He's looking further afield towards Trent Nichols. Nichols on the right foot to half-forward, but a good mark taken from Victoria by Tony Free. He's been playing in the back pocket for Richmond. Very talented player, good enough to be up the ground too. Charging after it for Tassie is Andy Lovell again. Selfish play on, great mark. Not play. Hudson under pressure. Now, why wasn't that?
Down the centre of this rather short North Hobart ground. Ball doesn't bounce kindly for Atkins at the back. Picked up by Stevens. Away to Knights with a very low trajectory pass up to half forward. And McMullen, can he make it his second goal in the space of 2 or 3 minutes? That's a longer kick, but it's just as accurate, and it goes through for his second.
Who do you...
Tasmania a chance. Alexander into an open goal. Bang. Right through the middle.
Klein. 5-3 to 3-7. Steins, though, wins at this time for Victoria. And a pretty big pack of players. A kick out of the pack comes down towards the half-forward line. The 40-metre line. Thump back whence it came. Now Steins goes for the hand pass. Over to Eppelston. Eppelston boot the ball quickly, kicks up towards the centre square. Fletcher nearly took the grab. Plenty of Victorian players there. Larkin. And finally the kick back comes towards the edge of the square at the other end. Shanahan doing battle with Morris. It's been a good battle so far. Nichols. And the Tasmanians go forward again. This is Paul Williams onto Atkins. Not the greatest looking kick we'll see during the course of the afternoon. Or Hudson. Is that a mark? Surely. Not paid by the umpire. Crowd certainly thought it was, and I agreed with them. Barwick has the ball. Don't know that it's his. It's going to be a Victorian free kick to be taken by Stevens.
Well, the only thing that could have happened there, the ball may have touched the ground.
It's a bit harsh, but I guess today, under these ideal conditions, you have to hold them. There's the siren for quarter time. Good quarter of football. And the hand pass. Barwick this time. Banana kick has missed, I think. In fact, out of bounds on the full. So 2 shots by Doug Barwick in the last couple of minutes that have brought naught. This is Eppelston that will bring the ball back.
Well, he would have been better off running around on the left foot then and opening up the goals. Here's Madden at the back. Fletcher has been a good steady play. Oh, quick kick to half forward. That's a good mark. Gale, hand pass on. Andy Lovell from 45 metres, sets sail for home. Lovell, it's close. Another goal to Tasmania.
South Australia to the right, big crowd, over 40,000 we predict. Micken against Burke, first bounce. Waitman went in very solidly there against Leslie.